can we do in the areas of children's musical development? Many of you, just like me, we ask many questions. We wonder why certain children are just musically genius. And I must say that the difference between a musical child and a non-musical child is dependent on what really happened in their areas. And numerous studies have also examined whether a musical talent is inheritable. Now, let me pause this. You might ask questions. No. Come on, John, this is not right. But have you wondered how some children whose parents are doctors or pastors, or name them, how they've also ended up being doctors? Have you wondered? Can we say that they genetically inherited? I don't think so. So we cannot say that they genetically inherited. But the influence parents, the environment impose on children has a significant impact. It has a significant impact on what they will eventually become in life. And so we must not always link a musical talent as genetically inherited. We must be aware of things that really happened in the areas of that particular child's musical development. And this is what I want us to look at today. I want us to look at what can we do as parents, as caregivers. What can we really do to enhance a musical development in children? Now, listen to what Hallam says. There may be genetically determined musical abilities, but time spent practicing is crucial to the development of these musical abilities. So there may be genetically determined musical abilities that we don't dispute, but time spent, what happened to them, is very crucial to their development. And he also continues by adding to say, we might not be able to establish the extent to which individual musical ability is learnt or inherited. Therefore, we should provide students with opportunities from the earliest age to develop their musical skills. Now, the key word here is the earliest age. So we are concerned about the early development of children's musical abilities. And we must be aware of things that we can do to enhance their musical development from the early age. I'm going to show you a video. I want you to pay attention to this wonderful video of my son. And I must say the music used when my child was watching this, I don't have rights for that. But this is basically used for educational purposes. Now, I want you to pay attention to what children can do from the early years. And I want you to note something there. And what this can give you an idea of what music really means in the early years of children's development. Let's listen and watch this short clip of my son. There we go. The music playing its part. What can mothers do? What can caregivers do in the early years of the child's musical development? Playing instruments. The second one is singing. The other one is listening to music. The fourth one is rhythmic movement. And we can also do reading music from stage to stage. Now, I want you to look at this picture here. This is again the picture of my son. Now, look at what I do. So sometimes I just get my son, sit with him on the piano, and he starts playing and starts hitting the keys. These are very, very simple activities that you can do, but they mean so much in the musical development of the child. An instrument, of course, is anything that can make sound. There are several toys that you can buy during this stage. You don't just buy these instruments. There must be something in mind while you're presenting these instruments to the child. The first thing is choosing an instrument in the early years of the child. You need to consider the musical possibilities the instruments offers. But the foundation that we lay for the children makes things easier when they grow. So you must consider the musical possibilities of the child. So when you go into the shop and buy instruments, toys, you need to have that in mind. So playing instrument is one of the activities that you can start from the earliest. The other thing we can do is singing. There are many ways you can involve or sing for your child, even the unborn child. Now, young children who are exposed to singing in their early years, the musical absorption is already taking place. And you must be aware that actually infants prefer mothers' voices or mothers singing for them than the fathers. I don't know why. And actually, this is where the lullabies come in. So mothers continue with those lullabies. Sing for them. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How? And so let's continue singing for the children. You can do lullabies. And the final one, friends, is listening to music. These are activities that you can do. Please take time to listen to music. When the child is sleeping, play some quiet music. Now, as children listen to music, they begin to internalize music, which becomes the starting point for their own musical domains. So listening to music is absolutely crucial in the early years development of children. So health children, here we must note that, of course, when a child is born health and the doctor says this is the health child, they are born naturally with the ability to hear. They have that ability to hear things. But listening is a skill that needs to be developed. So it is a skill that needs to be developed from the starting. And teachers now are struggling with children who can't just concentrate, who can't just listen. And so, friends, things we do really matters from the early years. So listening skills are to be developed. Every child can hear things, but listening is a skill. And the years between 0 and 9 are very crucial in the development of children. We must make use of these years between 0 and 9. These years are very, very critical in the development of the children. And I must end with this statement that the difference between a musical child and a non-musical child depends on what really happened during their early years. It's not magic. It's what has been done when they were just born. So let's make use of this. Yes, and to recap from what we've discussed, there are 3 things that I've talked about that you can do. Listening to music, playing musical instruments, shakers, and singing for your child. Lullabies will do magic. And we will stop wondering why some children are just musically genius. It's because of what happened during their early years. So it's not everything that are genetically inherited. When you see my children playing music on those videos I share, Don't just rush to say they genetically inherited from their father. Probably what I have been doing to my children from the time they were born. From the time my wife was expecting, I'll go sit next to my wife, play the violin for her. All those counts. So they may not genetically be inherited my genes. Of course, there's a possibility. But take responsibility, do something, and let's see how we can help the children as they grow.
You may be a music teacher, a musician, a school administrator, a parent, a music student, or even a music fan. Join John Chitambo, an accomplished international music educator, on an enriching online live stream show, Ask John, a community educational program where music-related issues are addressed. Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Malaysia time. That's 12 p.m.